ke akua nā makua nā kupuna nā kukua. E nā mauna ki e nā alopali. E ka wailele o waihe, nā ka Hawaii nā wai. E nā pohaku nā laau nā holo holo nā. E ano mā ko mā pula pula ki e uni. Nā po e ki a i o Waimea. Ke kono mai, e komo mai, e kipa mai loko. Me ke aloha.
This is a story about a special place. Wahipana, ruled for centuries by a long line of kahuna nui, or high priests. A place about as far in spirit from boisterous Waikiki as it's possible to be and remain on the island of Oahu. You'll find it about an hour's drive away through the North Shore's rolling coffee and pineapple fields. Here, life has settled into a decidedly slower, country kind of pace. Along this volcanic coastline, stretched out like a string of blue pearls, are the holy trinity of big wave surfing spots, Banzai Pipeline, Sunset Beach, and the granddaddy of them all, Waimea Bay. And directly behind the bay is our destination, the other Waimea. As far as anyone knows, Waimea Valley was carved by rain and wind from the flank of the Ko'olau Mountains about 2 million years ago. Stretching from the salty seashore to the cool, misty uplands, the valley became home to a vast array of exotic plants, birds, and stream life. By the 11th century, important heiau, or temples, were being built. Back then, entry into the valley was limited to the Kahuna Nui, with plentiful fresh water and crops of taro, yams, and banana. Life for these early families of rank was abundant. Remarkably, 900 years later, despite natural disasters and attempts at commercial development, Waimea Valley still exists as the living repository of Hawaii's ancient past and caretaker of its most endangered natural resources. Visitors these days are welcome guests. In the Hawaiian belief system, the Aina, the land, is treated with the respect due a cherished family member. For Valley staff and volunteers, each day begins at sunrise with chanting, asking permission of the valley to enter and make use of its remarkable abundance. Drive in slowly and begin looking around. No theme park recreation, this. What you're about to experience is a walk back in time, an authentic glimpse into what Hawaii is all about, minus the neon. What appears at first glance to be untamed jungle is actually a world-class botanical garden sitting right in the middle of a living, breathing Hawaiian history lesson. Sound a bit stuffy for a vacation outing? Far from it. Prepare yourself for a day of full-blown family memory making. Walking the short distance to the ticket booth, you can't help but look up as the massive canopies of century-old monkey pod trees suddenly dwarf you. Now, tickets in hand, begin the easy 3/4 mile stroll down the paved pathway into the heart of the valley. Prefer not to walk? For a small fee, hop a tram instead. But half the fun is actually getting off the main road and exploring the myriad smaller pathways and trails. Ever seen a South American cannonball tree? It's part of the Brazil nut family, and its 8-pound fruit grows right out of the trunk. While pepper, it seems, grows on a vine. Legend says that sultans of old fed the fruit of this keppel tree, nature's own deodorant, to their harems. And any way you look at it, this simply isn't your grandmother's hibiscus garden. Everywhere you look, there are exotic colors, shapes, and shades that simply cannot exist in mainland America's more moderate climate. Right here, on the globe's most remote islands, Mother Nature has had a field day. But the gardens are more than beautiful. Waimea Valley is an important rescue facility for nature's vanishing ecosystems.
Plants need protection now. The very sad story is that nature has ended. Man's influence has reached every corner of the world. And we can only perpetuate a lot of these endemic species by conservation through cultivation. I used to be an avid reader of science fiction, and I'll never forget when I had this epiphany. What I used to love was reading about superior, advanced, futuristic technologies. And it came upon me all of a sudden that, my God, plants are the ultimate technology. I mean, every plant is solar powered, it's biodegradable, it's a food and energy factory that's self-replicating. Here's where we're still keeping these alive, and these are incredibly valuable to the future. How wonderful that we have this valley used for such a high purpose, to preserve and protect.
Plants aren't the only endangered residents of the valley. Meet Alaiula, the Hawaiian moorhen. Less than 500 exist in the wild. Legend has it that the bird got its red face while bringing the gift of fire to early man. Kauhale is an ancient Hawaiian living site. Traditionally, Polynesians built separate structures for different uses. Food animals, pigs, chickens, and dogs were penned a short distance from sleeping, storage, and cooking areas. Since women were forbidden to consume certain foods, a separate men's eating house, or halemua, was also constructed. Early Hawaiians loved playing games of skill. Test your dexterity with stone disc rolling, dart sliding, or konane, the Hawaiian version of checkers. If you happen to be here in early December, join the Valley's Makahiki Festival in honor of Lono, the Hawaiian god of peace, harvest, and recreation. Then, the high meadow is filled with hula performances, local craftsmen, and special activities. Ever ride a Hawaiian sled? Now's your chance.
Ohe hanu ihu, the breath from your nose.
We have, in any given day, cultural practitioners and artisans that are our guests that come into our valley, and our guests are able to interact with these people. And the arts that they do practice, unfortunately, are dying arts. And so we are really trying to revitalize our culture by inviting these practitioners here to Waimea Valley and, truly giving our guests an authentic Hawaiian experience.
Continuing on, follow the path over the bridge, down the hill, and suddenly, there it is. Beautiful Waikiki. If the terrain looks a bit familiar, it's not surprising. Lost was lost here for several seasons, and George of the Jungle frequented the neighborhood as well. Be sure and check in with the lifeguards. At its center, the pool is about 30 feet deep, and free flotation devices are yours for the asking. Now, slip into the pool and get up close and personal with a waterfall.
Well, you know what? I think actually the effect of this place, in many cases, is beyond words. This is just an amazing education to come here. And when you're exposed to such beauty, you can't help but being affected by that, and for the good.
Walking back down the trail, don't be surprised if your body seems to want to slow down and linger for a while. All this beauty can be pretty overwhelming. Give it a moment. It's busy making memories.